Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, July 24, 2025. Update for Friday, the 25th. All right, let's go. Well, as far as official setups, let's stick with this OUST as usual, and of course, wait for any entry on that one. Mixed day in the portfolio. Actually, not a great day in the portfolio. We'll get to that, but we were due. OUST still has potential in here. Of course, again, wait for an entry as a TK. Oh, a couple other ones caught my eye. ALGM, much longer term. It's kind of wide and loose and all over the place, but in more recent times, it has begun to get its act together. SANM pullback there looks okay, kind of a TKO within a pullback. RBLX could be setting up fairly soon. I'd like to see a little bit more knockout move here, but this stock does trade fairly cleanly, so keep those on your radar for now, and the other ones in here too. But those are the ones that caught my eye. Especially, take a look at the portfolio. BTM tried to rally, became right back in. KGC coming in too. Obviously, adding your stops on these just in case. A bit of a bummer, KGC. I really like to see it clear this consolidation and not look back for a while. KTOS shot higher, but then came back in by the end of the day to close in Flatsville. TFPM dropped fairly hard, but did came back by the end of the day, but still in the minus column nonetheless. TGN opening gap reversal there to end in Flatsville down a little. And VG continues to be a little bit of a disappointment. Bigger picture still looks like a bottom, but obviously additional weakness would be of concern. So make sure you honor your stop on that one. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then we'll drill down a little bit, obviously. First of all, S&P 500 closed up a little bit if you squint your eyes, and that's enough to keep it at all-time highs. I'm not going to argue with that. So far, nice breakout remains intact, and so far it's been fairly persistent in its breakout. Nasdaq's also been very persistent. In fact, probably a little bit more than the Ps in the breakout, but up a smidge today, and that's enough to keep it at all-time highs. I'd like to see some acceleration, obviously. Yeah, while I'm wishing for things right. Let's take a look at the Rusty 2000. Back to its old antics. Sold off fairly hard today, down 1.33%, and it's stalling right around the top of this, close to the top of this overhead supply. I sure like to see it get through and not look back. Some areas came back in a little today. No big whoop, but like EVA shares came in, still with their breakout, but coming back in nonetheless. Gold, a commodity, selling off fairly hard, off its worst levels, but this actually puts it back into this soup or the sideways trading range. Take a look at gold stocks. Recovered off their worst levels, but still in a range. I like to see them obviously get out of this range and not look back. I know I say these things over and over again. Biotechnology stalling out a little bit. Still has some overhead supply to overcome. Again, though, I'm seeing a lot of strength internally there. Notice recent Landry list. Notice Landry 100. Lots of momentum within. Software ended up a smidge. That's enough to keep it at all-time highs. I would like to see it clear these prior highs decisively. Stop me if you heard that before. Uranium did really well today, as you can see, banging out some new highs in here. Metals overall and mining came back in just a little bit, but so far, nice accelerated trend remains intact there. Semiconductors up a little, better than a poke in the eye, I suppose. None of those areas I'd like to see clear the prior peaks decisively without looking back for a while. Pot stocks down a little. So far, looks like they tried to put a bigger picture bottom in place. Lots of fits and starts with that area. Sky computing, or cloud computing, I should say, still below some overhead supply. Robotics and AI recently broke out, or broke out yesterday, I should say, decisively. Coming back in just a smidge today, but that's starting to look pretty good. There's a few of them that are catching my eye there, and you'll likely see them in momentum list and possibly in the Landry list fairly soon. I think that's about it for today. Not a tremendous amount has changed. So far, so good as a general statement. I would expect a little corrective action in here, obviously in the portfolio overall and within most sectors. I think that's it for tonight. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow, if not sooner. Thank you so much.